We all know Dragon Ball. Many people, myself included, have gone to Dragon Ball for peak action, iconic moves, and a cast of characters we grew up with. At this point, Goku's practically become a household name. But a lot of people, and again myself included, have underestimated Akira Toriyama's storytelling abilities. It's no secret that Dragon Ball isn't the deepest story ever told, but the aforementioned cast of characters are all, for the most part, written extremely well. So when you think of these characters, the events that led to their growth, some very emotional moments may come to mind. Goku sacrificing himself against Cell, his transformation on Namek, Gohan surpassing everyone, Piccolo's death, Vegeta's sacrifice. For a series targeting a mainly younger audience, Dragon Ball has never really shied away from heavier scenes. But there is one moment that has always stood out to me for its emotional weight, and it might not be one that you're thinking of. The Namek Saga, what is arguably the greatest fight in anime and manga history, remembered for Goku achieving Super Saiyan for the first time and battling the most terrifying foe the series had yet seen. Goku takes the upper hand and gets the decisive win in their battle when Frieza's own attack slices the tyrant in half. Game, set, match. Now, since Goku faced off against Piccolo Jr. in the 23rd World Tournament, there's been a shift in his character. Unlike many of the fights he took part in as a child and young teen, Goku's been content with defeating his enemies and letting them walk away, determined to fight them again someday and with the belief that they can change before their next bout. So when Frieza, cut to pieces on the ground behind him, pleads for Goku to spare him just a bit of energy so he can escape, Goku hesitantly does so. That's simply the type of person our main character has become over his long journey into adulthood. He declares the fight over and heads back toward a ship to escape the dying planet Namek with, rejoining his friends and family.
俺に殺されるべきなんだ。
This, to me, is the most emotional moment in Dragon Ball. Was Goku wrong to put Frieza away at this point? No. Frieza was a menace who deserved the worst fate imaginable. So why is this the most emotional moment in Dragon Ball in my eyes? I'm assuming many of us have seen Goku's frown several times. It's a classic image and the apex of the Namek Saga. But it wasn't until a recent rewatch of the anime did I realize exactly what this moment was. Yes, Goku's showing his anger and disappointment with Frieza for immediately trying to kill him after his life was spared, but that frown also holds a twinge of sadness. Like I said earlier, when Goku returned to defeat Piccolo Jr., he displayed mercy. Vegeta, though a slave to Frieza throughout his life, committed many of the same horrific acts as his overlord, and Goku refused to kill him. Granted, in Vegeta's case it was for more selfish reasons. Regardless, he wanted his foes to change, get stronger, and give him an even better fight in the future. It is in this moment that Goku realizes sometimes you can't save them all. That naive belief that all of us have held at some point in our lives that you can save or change the world is false. There are times when you cannot change someone, regardless of your own morals or actions, a lesson that Gohan would have to learn only an arc later. At this moment in time at least, there would be no future fight. Goku couldn't win while being Goku. A large part of my experience with Dragon Ball came when I was a child, when I still very much held the naive belief that as long as I did the right thing, I could make some kind of difference. And don't get me wrong, you absolutely can make a difference day by day. However, the sad reality is that one person trying to enact change won't always sway the status quo. That's just life. So, consuming media like this at such a young age, this entire plot point kind of flew right by me. It wasn't until I grew older that I could see Goku, the undefeatable man who has surpassed even the gods, came to the same sad realization that I did, that we all do someday. So, while I love moments like Goku's Bye Guys or Vegeta's sacrifice, Goku's frown, to me, will always be the most emotional moment in Dragon Ball. The loss of innocence that we've all experienced, our favorite hero experienced too. Now, we all know that Goku did go on to get that next fight with Frieza, and did fight side by side with him and to win the Tournament of Power. He didn't know any of this, however, when, in his mind, he had to put Frieza away for good. There was no changing him. Really, for the first time, Goku had to become the ruthless Saiyan that he was always meant to be. He couldn't win by being the Earthling that he always was to this point, by being the happy-go-lucky guy that always sees the good in others. We see this upon his first transformation into Super Saiyan, and again when trying to save Frieza's life, only for the Space Tyrant to go for a cheap shot the second Goku turns his back. And I know people might bring up the fact that Goku was never supposed to be a kind of warrior of justice, but I think that point is largely blown out of proportion. Goku doesn't fight to be the protector of good, but he also isn't some conscienceless meathead just searching for the next fight. And I think that's proven when Krillin is killed, and much later exemplified during the whole "I will not let you destroy my world" scene against Beerus. Goku genuinely wants his foes to change. It's here he comes to the sad realization that some just won't. Now, I'm not caught up on the Dragon Ball Super manga, but I do know that Frieza has returned with a new black form. That's about all I know, however, so I can't comment if there's been any development with his character since. I just kind of wanted to share a moment that I more recently realized was really very moving for me, and one that didn't really strike me the same as I watched it as a child. But anyway, that's it. Let me know what your favorite emotional moment was in Dragon Ball. I know the ending of GT has captured a lot of people's hearts recently, though I think Vegeta's sacrifice will probably hold the top spot for a lot of you. But yeah, I hope to talk to you again soon. Please subscribe. I like having you here, and I want to talk to you. But that's it. Bye now.